Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am very excited to announce that I have set up a little readathon for us to do in January. It's called Read It Again January, or maybe Read It Again-uary, I'm not sure yet. And it's all about rereading books, reading books again that you have read before. For the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years now, I have started the year with rereading a favorite book, just because it feels good to start the year reading a book you know you're gonna love, right? And then the last 2 years I have extended that to do an entire month of just rereading. I always kind of set a goal for myself to reread more, but then throughout the year I always will prioritize my unread books, and I kind of forget to look at the books I've already read to pick what to read next. Even though I know that I love rereading books just as much as discovering new books, I like that it kind of gives me a sort of comfort in knowing what to expect, knowing I'm gonna enjoy a book, returning to characters I love in a book, but also to discover new things in a book or reading it with a new perspective. I think it's a really valuable thing to do, but yet I don't do it as much as I want to. So having a month set aside for doing just rereads really works perfectly for me, at least, because, you know, whatever happens in the rest of the year, I know I've already revisited some of my favorites. And I thought it might be fun for you guys to join in if you want to. The readathon is going to be in the form of a bingo board. It has 9 squares and you can play along whichever way you want. As long as you've reread one book in January, then you've done it. So you can pick one book, one prompt from the board. You can try and get a bingo with a row or a column. You can go all the way and get a blackout, or you can like take the bingo board beyond January and use it to fill up throughout the year. You know, whatever works for you. If you are already participating in a lot of readathons in January, or you've set up a lot of reading goals and you want to get cracking on those, just use a reread for one of those prompts. So easy. So let's have a look at the bingo board. It won't need a lot of explanation, but let's go through the squares. First up, we've got nostalgic, which is a book that makes you feel nostalgic, whatever that means for you. So this could be a book you read as a child or as a teen, or it reminds you of a certain time or place. Maybe you remember reading this book on a holiday, or you bonded over this book with a friend. Just something that kind of takes you back. Next square is a book you read in 2025. Very self-explanatory. I don't know about you, but if I reread books, it's usually books I've read quite a long time ago. Rarely I reread something within a year, so I thought it might be fun to do that. My ultimate goal is still to find that perfect book that you want to reread immediately, and then just do that and read it back to back. But yeah, for now, let's pick a book you've read in 2025. Then we have a short story or a poem. And I thought this would be fun because often with short story collection or poetry collections, there's usually a few poems or stories that stick out. So rather than rereading the entire collection, just read one standout poem or story. Or maybe what also would work is just reading a favorite section from a novel. Like maybe you love the last chapter in a book and just reread that. The idea is to like dip into something without having to complete it. On the next row we've got non-fiction. You know what non-fiction is, I don't need to explain that. Free pick, also don't need to explain that, any book will do. Then we've got a random pick, and for this I want you to add a random element to the way you pick your book. So this could be a TBR jar type of situation, use a random generator, you know, random number, random letter, random color. There's a random generator for anything you can think of. You can let a friend pick, let a pet pick, let a pole pick something blindfolded. You get my drift, as long as it's at least partly decided by chance. And then on the final row we've got second chance. So this is a book that maybe you didn't like that much on the first read, but you think deserves a second chance. So this could be a book you read in high school, but you had a really smelly teacher, so you hated everything that happened in that class. Maybe you read it for a readathon and kind of rushed through it and you wanted to give it a little bit more attention. Or maybe you're just in another phase of your life now and you think the book might fit your taste better right now. So that's a second chance book. Okay, library, so a book from the library, but you can consider this in the broadest sense possible, as long as it's a book you don't currently have on your shelf. The idea behind this is that it's something you don't see every day. So it could be from the actual library, or an ebook or an audiobook that you get via a library app. It could also be someone else's bookshelves, or, you know, maybe even if you have some of your own books in storage somewhere, you could pick a book from there. And then lastly, a classic, whatever a classic means to you. If you say it counts as a classic, then it counts. So yeah, that's all the squares. Again, you can play along in any way that fits you, as long as the books you read are books you've read before. So just one book, all the books, mixed prompts together. It's all good. If you think it counts, it counts. So yeah, I'll hope you join me. I think it'll be fun. Let me know if you plan to do some rereading in January and what books you have in mind. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a good start of the year. Oh yeah, and I'll put the graphic in the description down below, and I'll make a story graph challenge as well. So you can find that all there. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.